Bolo Monastriya, what you're saying? Oh, charge. Acha, share screen. Acha, so I'll start class and Acha, can you please confirm whether recording is going on or not?
Yes, sir. Recording is going on.
Okay.
স্যার কিন্তু জুমে না মাঝে মধ্যে প্রবলেম হয় কি হঠাৎ করে অডিওটা শোনা যায় না, কেঁপে কেঁপে আসে, শোনা যায় না, প্রবলেম হয়, তাই জন্য ওটা হলে অসুবিধা হয়। গুগল মিটে যেটা হয়
ক্লাস করছে না কেন?
স্যার কি
কমিটি
সেটা তো জানি না, ও তো আগের ক্লাসে করেছিল।
এই ক্লাসে যারা আছো ওইরকম করে আমাকে একটা লিখে পাঠাবে, ঠিক আছে?
ঠিক আছে স্যার, পাঠিয়ে দেবো।
যেভাবে লেখা আছে আগেরটাই লিখে পাঠিয়েছো, ঠিক সেভাবে লিখে আমাকে পার্সোনালি মেসেজ করবে। হ্যাঁ, তোমরা এই ক্লাসে কজন আছো? আচ্ছা, this article was written by, you have already read, you have read also, that is Andre Bete. In if I pronounce, so for English language is concerned, that is Beteli. No, he's a French, and fortunately his mother was a Bengali, and he was a renowned Indian sociologist, where he taught in the professor of sociology in Delhi University. Andre Bete. The correct pronunciation is Andre Bete. That article was published in EPW and in the year of 1996, and the title of the article is, that is already known to you, that is Sociology and Common Sense. So there are two kinds of understanding, right? One is commonsensical understanding of society, another one is sociological understanding of society. Already yesterday, I think Prathama perhaps, or Prathama, no, someone else. I just forgot the name. That Socias and Logos. Kaushani. Socias and Logos. Socias means Latin word society, and Logos means, I said, logic of the society. Like physics, Newton did what? Was trying to understand the logic of the nature. Like sociology is trying to understand the logic of the society. So throughout the course, what we are doing, what we will do, you will try to understand different forms of logical system, that is known as theory. What is theory? Theory is logically interconnected set of proposition, right? That is called as theory. And that logically interconnected set of proposition has to be substantiated by the reality. If I am saying crows are black, you will say it's wrong. Why you will make such comment? Because there is no such real evidence. That is called as, that is what? That will prove that crows are black. That will prove that crows are black. But if I am saying crows are white, That is a wrong statement. Why? Because I do not have real evidences. Clear holo shobar kache? Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So sociology, there is a facts, there is a logic. In other words, law, logic, law, theory. Just on the one side, you have to write facts. On the other side, you have to write what? Logic / law / theory. That convergence, facts, law convergence is the first, one of the first fundamental feature of sociology. That is minimum. But the question remains, what is society? Samaj kake bole? What is society? What is society? আচ্ছা, এই আর্টিকেলটা সবাই প্রিন্ট লাগবে, ঠিক আছে? এখান থেকে আমি তোমাদের এইটা আর একটা থেকে আমি তোমাদের ইয়ে করে দেবো, কি যেন বলে, কোশ্চেন মার্ক করে দেবো, কি কি কোশ্চেন আসতে পারে এখান থেকে। So common sense lacks what? Common sense lacks what? বলতে পারবে? Can you share your, can you tell me? What is commonsensical understanding? What is thinking? Thinking means what? Thinking presumes basically what, why, how, which question. When you are asking why, thereby implying you are trying to think. How, thereby implying trying to think. So thinking sociologically or thinking commonsensically, the question remains, what is society? Number one. Or question number 3, common sense lacks what? I am asking. Common sense ki lack kore? বলতে পারবে?
The normal and common knowledge of the everyday world, the things that surround us.
Can you, I can't hear. আরেকবার বলো, please repeat.
So, common sense basically means the normal knowledge of the everyday world and the things that surrounds us.
Okay, normal everyday knowledge. You have mentioned one important thing, knowledge. Knowledge শব্দটা আমি দাঁড়াও, I am just sharing for the moment. আমি একটা জিনিস তোমাদের, open the WhatsApp group, আমি একটা জিনিস লিখছি, knowledge এক্ষুনি বললে তোমাদের মধ্যে। দেখো তো এইভাবে শব্দটা পড়া যায় কিনা। knowledge presumes one's thing. দেখো শব্দটার মধ্যেই নো শব্দটা আছে, knowing something। তাহলে knowing something about the everyday life that surrounds us, right? Can I say this?
Yes, sir.
That is knowledge. Is it sociological knowledge? What is the meaning of ledge? LEDGE, a narrow horizontal surface projecting from a wall, cliff, or other surface. He heaved himself up over a ledge. It also mining a high ledge. Anyway, knowing something about, knowing the everyday life that surrounds us. So knowing the everyday life. But that kind of knowing and sociological knowing, or that kind of knowing and sociological knowing are same? Are these two forms of knowing same or different? Same or different?
Sir, can you please repeat the question?
Knowing the world that surrounds us and knowing sociologically, both these forms are same or different? Knowing sociologically and knowing the world that surrounds us. আমি knowing the world that surrounds us, কে একজন বললে না? আরিত্রিকা বললে না?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
তুমি এটাই তো বলেছিলে knowing the world, এটাই তো বলেছিলে না আরিত্রিকা?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ স্যার।
তাহলে এই knowingটা and sociological knowing, are these two forms of knowing even same or different?
So I believe it's same.
You believe?
It's same.
Why you are saying so?
So because as we know, like the general definition of sociology basically means the scientific study of society.
Yes.
So when we are talking about the world, it contains various kind of societies. A world consists of various kind of societies. So I said previously that it is knowing, it is in the common sense means the knowledge of the entire world. So I believe it is same.
Okay. Put aside that point. I am putting another, I am foregrounding or I am saying another point. Saying there is a journalistic interpretation of society, right? Journalists interpret society and a sociologist or a student of sociology interpret the society. These two are same. Aritrika?
No, but their methods are not the same. The way a journalist will interpret the world.
The way journalists interpret the world, yes. Next.
The way a journalist will interpret the world is not same. Like the procedure will not be the same. But yes, at the end of the day, if something is an universal truth or something is true, it's a common knowledge, then at the end of the day, I think all the disciplines will come to one concrete conclusion. We cannot deny that.
Okay, so you do believe that there is such thing which is called as universal truth. Okay. For example,
so it's not universal, I mean commonsensical, which is accepted by more or less everyone.
Accepted everyone. Okay. Let's read the entire article line by line. Start reading. Okay. But you have pointed out important words. Scientific.
So for example, I can give you some example. For example, USA, England, all these are first world countries. India, Africa, all these belong to the third world countries. Now, for example, if our interpretation is that third world countries are not as developed like first world countries, this is the main point. Now, a journalist will depict this particular truth in a different way, and a sociologist will try to depict this particular, or let's just say will come to this conclusion in a different procedure. But at the end of the day, they will probably conclude the same, like they will come to a same conclusion. The truth remains the same.
Okay.
No matter which process they apply.
But what you have said, the method / the procedure of journalist and the method and the procedure used by the sociologists are different, right? But they will arrive at the same conclusion, though they are following the different method, right?
Yes, sir.
Have I understood your point?
So can I say
Yes, sir.
something in Bengali, like
Sorry, Prathama, say something. You are saying something.
sir, it's like বিষয়টা একই, শুধু দৃষ্টিভঙ্গিটা আলাদা.
So what she is saying, Aritrika is saying, or she's trying to make the point, she's saying the way journalists interprets the world, the way sociologists interprets the world, methods are different, right, Aritrika? But
Yes, sir. The methods may be different, but at the end of the day, if it
at
is
the
the
end
truth,
of the day, they will arrive at the same conclusion, right? That is the point you are saying?
yes, yes.
Okay. So if journalists will say, if somebody commits suicide, and journalist will say the person committed suicide due to psychological depression, that is the interpretation given by the journalist. That is his or her truth of this particular fact. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But sociologist will say, or sociologist is saying a different point. What he or she is saying, like you, she is saying that person who committed suicide is caused by social factors. That is her
Yes,
depression.
sir. That particular thing has also been studied by eminent sociologists like Emile Durkheim. He
Very
has
good.
an entire study about suicide. Like he has stated four processes. Four, if I'm not wrong, I think it's four. It's altruistic,
You are
egoistic,
correct. You are
fatalistic.
absolutely correct. Right? You are very good. Very good.
So the thing is that what I'm trying to say is that if there is a particular truth, like for example, we are talking about common sense over here. So common sense is something I said that everyone in the world knows about it. It's a knowledge. Now, in a common matter which belongs in the genre of common sense, I think everyone agrees to that particular point. More or less, everyone agrees. So, if we want to find what made a person or what pushed the person to commit suicide, then I think it is not something about common sense. It does not deal with common sense. It mostly deals about interpretations. Like many people can have various kind of interpretations.
Steve, I will share another book very soon. That is written by contemporary India, written by Satish Deshpande. Now he is a professor of sociology. You will happy to know. I'm trying to understand your point. Let me clear my position and let just see whether I have understood your point or not. Are you saying that common sense is sociological?
Common sense is definitely a big part of sociology.
Number one. Number two, if I'm saying that sociology is based upon logic, common sense lacks logical interpretation of society. Common sense lacks logical interpretation of society, whereas sociological interpretation is based upon logical system. Okay, number two, or sociological understanding of society is based upon logical systems. Do you agree or not?
Yes.
Sorry, can't hear, Baba. কি বললে বাবা?
Yes, sir.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, যে commonsensical understanding or commonsensical interpretations, whatever may be the case, is lacks logical systematic interpretations of society. Number one. Number two, on the other hand, I am saying sociological / interpretations or understanding of society is based upon logical systems, is based upon / theoretical systems, or is based upon theoretical perspectives. If somebody committed suicide, psychologists would say, Durkheim, what Durkheim did, Aritrika. Aritrika, do you have sociology in class 11, 12?
Yes, I had sociology.
Yes, that's why you know, you, you have come across that name. So what is the major contribution of Durkheim? Before
So
Durkheim,
basically, he stated four steps, or I will not say steps, four reasons as to why a person commits suicide.
there are 4 types of suicide as mentioned by Durkheim, but the major, what was the major contribution of Durkheim? তোমরা যারা sociology পড়েনি ভয় পেও না। What was the major contribution, Babu?
He tried to understand that what causes a person to commit suicide, and and how much societal norms and whatever or the person's intuition towards the society helps or causes that particular
Listen.
mindset.
Durkheim first didn't accept the accepted truth of the suicide. One, what does it mean? In other words, Durkheim was questioning the accepted given interpretation of suicide. That time, the dominant interpretation of suicide was based upon psychology. The psychological interpretation of suicide was dominant one. That is, suicide is caused by the mental factors. That was one of the dominant interpretation of suicide at that time. Second, there was another dominant interpretation of suicide, that is biological. Suicide was hereditary in nature. যে আমার হেরিডিটিতে যদি কেউ সুইসাইড করে তাহলে আমি সুইসাইড করব। So there are 2 dominant interpretation of suicide that was prevalent at the time of Durkheim. One is biological, that is suicide was hereditary in nature. Another one is psychological, that is suicide is caused by depression. That 2 forms of accepted truth were rejected or questioned by Durkheim. Are you clear? Astha clear? Aritrika, clear what I am? Astha clear?
Yes, sir.
Kaushani clear?
Yes, sir.
Monosrija? মোবাইলের কাছে নেই। প্রথমা?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
সানিয়া?
Yes, sir.
সিদ্ধাতুল?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
তৃষা?
Yes, sir.
The Durkheim at that time questioned the given interpretation of suicide. So the first work of a student of sociology is what? We are questioning the accepted truth of the society. We are questioning the dominant versions, dominant interpretations of society. অর্থাৎ সবাই যেটাকে বিশ্বাস করে, what is appeared as normal will be questioned by a sociologist. What is passed off as normal, what is passed off as accepted truth, what is passed off as norm or normal of the society. The word normal is very important. Normal, NORM, norm, AL, normal. দেখো শব্দগুলোর মধ্যেই কিরকম খেলাটা লুকিয়ে আছে। এটা এভাবে কোনোদিন দেখেছো? নর্মালের মধ্যে নর্ম আছে কখনো ভেবেছিলে? ভেবেছিলে? ইয়েস অর নো?
No, sir.
হ্যাঁ?
No, sir.
দেখো নর্মালের মধ্যেই নর্ম শব্দটা আছে। নর্ম ইজ এ কমন word which has been used in sociology. So what is passed off as normal will be questioned by the sociologist. That is the primary task of a sociologist or a student of sociology. We are all the student of sociology. Boring লাগছে না তো কারোর? হ্যাঁ?
না স্যার।
আচ্ছা, সৌমিলি ক্লাস করলো না কেন? 3 জন ক্লাস করলো না। সৌমিলি করলো না, আর কে করলো না বলো তো? আর ঋত্বিকা?
ভাবনা।
হ্যাঁ?
ভাবনা।
ভাবনা করলো না, আর কে করলো না? ভাবনা আগেরটাতেও ছিল না।
আত্রেই।
আত্রেই করলো না, ইয়েস। আত্রেই আগেরটাতেও ছিল না। বরঞ্চ আমাকে একজন লিখলো, বোধহয় তৃষা স্যার ক্লাসে থাকতে পারবো না, তৃষা ইজ প্রেজেন্ট রাইট নাও। তাই না
স্যার
তৃষা?
আমি ওয়েডনেসডে আর ফ্রাইডে টিউশন থাকে, তাই পারবো না। বাকি
আচ্ছা,
হ্যাঁ।
ও তুমি ওয়েডনেসডে কথা লিখেছিল, আজকে তো, কালকে তো অনলাইন হবে না। আচ্ছা, কাল তোমাদের অফলাইন ক্লাস হবে, আমি রুটিন দিয়ে দিচ্ছি। তোমাদের দুটো ক্লাস হবে। The one class will be taken by MB Madam Mousumiti, and the another one will be taken by the Shainti. The class will start from or will commence from 11 AM. Okay? আমি লিখে দিচ্ছি, কালকে অফলাইন ক্লাস হবে। হ্যাঁ বাবা, বৃহস্পতিবার দিন আবার অফলাইন ক্লাস হবে। I will take the 3 classes in Thursday offline. ঠিক আছে?
ঠিক আছে স্যার, আমি দুদিন পর অফলাইন।
তোমাদের ওয়েডনেসডে, today is Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday offline class হবে। ক্লিয়ার? রুম নাম্বার GB12 ক্লিয়ার?
Yes, sir.
তাও আমি বৃহস্পতিবারেরটা কাল করবো। যদি বৃহস্পতিবার আমার ইয়ে থাকে, একটা মিটিং থাকতে পারে, যদি হয় তাহলে আমি আবার অনলাইনে চলে যাব, সেটা আমি বলে দেবো বৃহস্পতিবার। ঠিক আছে? আমি বুধবার বলে দেবো। ঠিক আছে? তা কালকে তোমাদের অফলাইন ক্লাস। ক্লিয়ার সবার? আচ্ছা,
Okay, sir.
so far we have come across what we have seen. Number 1, according to Durkheim, Aritrika mentioned his name. Aritrika knew very well. Good. But she studied sociology.
স্যার আমার আসলে রুটিন ছিল না, ক্লাস 11-12 ছিল না স্যার।
সরি বাবা, শুনতে পেলাম না, একবার বলো।
স্যার আমার সোশিওলজি ছিল ঠিকই, কিন্তু রুটিনটা ছিল না আমাদের, একদমই 11-12 ছিল না এটা।
তুমি নিজে থেকে পড়েছো?
হ্যাঁ, মানে একটু মেনশন করা ছিল রুটিনের নেমটা, সো আই ওয়াজ কাইন্ড অফ ইন্টারেস্টেড টু নো।
ভেরি গুড,
সুইসাইডের এই ব্যাপারটা।
ভেরি ইমপ্রেসিভ। এনিওয়ে, Durkheim is the first one, or was the first one, who has made a distinction sociology and common sense. According to Durkheim, sociology is something which is trying to understand society scientifically, quote unquote, or logically, quote unquote. On the other hand, common sense is deceptive and lacks what? Logical understanding of society. Newton কি করলো? Logical understanding of nature বোঝার চেষ্টা করলো, like Auguste Comte. Auguste Comte was a founding father of sociology, and he coined the term social physics. Later he changed the term and said sociology, written sociology. So first he named it as social physics. Later he changed the name and coined the term sociology. So first he named it as social physics. Why did he do so? কেন ফার্স্ট তিনি বলেছিলেন? Why did he say social physics? Physics is trying to understand the law of nature, the logic of nature. Like physics, sociology is trying to understand the law/logic of society. Clear? তাহলে ল অফ নেচার কে কাজ করে? ল অফ নেচার ইকুয়ালস টু physics. Law of society equals to sociology. Who's said by whom? August Comte. Clear? That's why according to Comte, king of the physics is the king of the subject, whereas sociology is the queen, or king of the science is physics. Queen of the science is sociology, according to August Comte. Clear? Why queen of the science? King of the science, physics, law of nature. তোমরা তিনটে ল পড়েছিলে নিউটনের, রিমেম্বার্ড 3 laws of Newton?
Yes, sir.
Both has written laws of 3 stages. Just look at one thing. 3. Newton 3. Both also said what? Laws of 3 stages. 3 stage. Laws of 3 stage. 3. Like Newton 3. Clear? So, scientific, logical, non-scientific, non-logical. So there is a, if I'm saying common sense equals to unreason, whereas sociological interpretation equals to reason. There, so Durkheim has made a distinction between reason and unreason. According to Durkheim, you will read in that article, common sense is deceptive, thereby implying what? It is unreason, according to Durkheim. You can agree or disagree, that is another point. According to Durkheim, common sense is deceptive, thereby implying illogical or unreason. Sociology is logical, thereby implying based upon reason. So there is a distinction between reason / unreason. There is a binary between reason versus unreason. Clear, Aritrika, Durkheimian understanding of sociology? Am I clear?
Yes.
না বুঝতে পারলে জিজ্ঞেস করবো। বাস্তা ক্লিয়ার?
Yes, sir.
কৌশানী,
Yes, sir.
মনশ্রীজা, সামনে আছো মোবাইলের? নেই। দেখো আমরা অনলাইন ক্লাস নিলে কি হবে, ও তো একটু আগে সব বলছিল অনলাইন ভালো লাগছে না, বোর হয়ে যাচ্ছি না, কি সব বলছিল। প্রথমা ক্লিয়ার?
Yes, sir.
সানিয়া,
Yes, sir.
সিদ্রাতুল,
Yes, sir.
তৃষা,
Yes, sir.
আচ্ছা তোমরা আমাকে একটা কথা বলো, আমার পড়ানো তোমাদের ভালো লাগ, বুঝতে পারছো কিনা ফার্স্ট, ভালো লাগছে কিনা সেকেন্ড?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, বুঝতে পারছি ভালো করে, আর ভালো লাগছে।
কে বললে বাবা এটা? খেয়াল করলাম না গো।
স্যার সিদ্ধাতুল।
সিদ্ধাতুল, আচ্ছা। আরিত্রিকা, পড়া বুঝতে পারছো? আমার পড়ানো বোঝানো বোঝাতে পারছি আমি তোমাদের? শুনতে পেলাম না বাবা, শুনতে পাচ্ছি না, কি বলছো? আস্থা, বুঝতে পারছো আমার পড়ানো? কৌশানী, আস্থা কিছু বলছে না। আরিত্রিকা কি বললো শুনতে পেলাম না। কৌশানী?
Yes, sir. বুঝতে পারছি আর ভালোও লাগছে।
মনশ্রীজা তো নেই মোবাইলের সামনে, ছেড়ে দাও। প্রথমা?
Yes, স্যার, বুঝতে পারছি, ভালো লাগছে।
সানিয়া বাবা, বুঝতে পারছো? হ্যাভ ইউ আন্ডারস্টুড মাই পয়েন্ট?
Yes, sir.
আর ইউ এনজয়িং দ্য ক্লাস?
Yeah, I am.
সিদ্ধাতুল, আর ইউ এনজয়িং দ্য ক্লাস?
Yes, sir.
থ্যাংক ইউ। তৃষা?
Yes, sir.
আরিত্রিকা আর কি বললো বুঝতে পারলাম না। আরিত্রিকা?
স্যার আমি বললাম শুনতে পাচ্ছি আর বুঝতে পারছি।
আচ্ছা, আর তোমার ভালো লাগছে না খারাপ লাগছে?
স্যার ভালো লাগছে।
ঠিক আছে। আচ্ছা, এইবার আরিত্রিকা একটা পয়েন্ট বলার চেষ্টা করেছিল ফার্স্টে, যে the way journalists interpret the world, the way sociologists interpret the world will arrive at the same conclusion. The answer is yes or and no. I will clear my position in the next class. Aritika এটা বলেছিলে তো, the way journalists interpret the world or the way sociology interprets the world, they are using different methods, but they will arrive at the same conclusion or arrive at the same truth, right?
Yes, sir, but it is not applicable at all situations.
Okay. 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 And another point I'll try to make right now, that is common sense. I am now criticizing or going to criticize Durkheimian point. I'll make a sentence, or I will make a statement rather, I should say, that what? Common sense is sociological in nature. The question is common sense sociological in nature? এটা তোমরা ভাববে। তোমরা তোমাদের ফার্স্ট পেজ অফ দ্যাট আর্টিকেল তোমরা পড়ে রাখবে। নেক্সট ক্লাসে আমি আর্টিকেল থেকে কিছু অংশ তোমাদের পড়াবো, এবং নেক্সট ক্লাসে আমি তোমাদেরকে এই আর দুটো ক্লাসে আমি সোশিওলজি অ্যান্ড কমন সেন্সটা শেষ করব। দেন আই উইল স্টার্ট হোয়াট ইজ সোশিওলজিক্যাল ইমাজিনেশন। তোমাদের I have shared a book written by C. Wright Mills, a famous American sociologist, who first used the term sociological imagination. And then I will start another topic after that topic, that is sociological consciousness, written by Peter Berger in his book that is named as Invitation to Sociology. That is the second chapter of that book. I shared the book. I have uploaded the book. Okay. So first we will finish that one, that is sociology and common sense. Then I will start sociological imagination. Then I will start sociological consciousness. Then the chapter thinking sociologically তোমার শেষ হবে। ঠিক আছে? তাহলে তোমাদের নেক্সট টুমরো ক্লাস থাকছে। আচ্ছা তৃষা, যেভাবে ওই দেবলীনাকে তোমরা লিখে পাঠিয়েছো ঠিক সেইভাবে তোমরা লিখবে। 6:45 থেকে ক্লাসটা শুরু হয়েছে আপ টু 7:45 অবধি। ঠিক আছে?
ঠিক আছে।
6:45 to 7:45, 6:45 এ স্টার্ট করেছি। 6:50 থেকে 6:50 তে ক্লাসটা স্টার্ট করেছি। ঠিক আছে? সরি 6:50 থেকে 6:50। অন্যরা ক্লাস করছে না কেন জানি না। তোমাদের বন্ধুদের বলো অ্যাপ্লাই করতে, পোর্টাল ওপেন হয়ে গেছে, আরো বন্ধুদের বলো। আর সিদ্ধাতুল, I'll be free at 8 onwards. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so good night everybody.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.